Hey there, Smite fans. Welcome to game number 2 of the North American Smite Pro League. My name is hi-rez. That's Brandon. Anson, my pants, Nance. And we are just a few moments away from getting into picks and
That
bans
is
for
my
game
name.
number 2.
That is the whole thing.
It is going to be Thurst Gaming versus Cognitve Prime. I actually said that during the first game intro as well. I guess you just caught it now.
I was just kind of hoping we were past it. I guess
Fancy?
we're just gonna let it rock.
Fancy pantsy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the picks and bans, everyone. Right now.
Yay! There we go.
Well, Cog Prime going to be the left side of the screen. Thurst going to be the right. And Thurst, not a game they need to win by any stretch of the imagination,
No.
but it is a must-win game for Cognitve Prime to keep their number 2 overall seed hopes alive. Obviously, Cognitve Red did secure the number 1 overall seed in the last game. So Cog Prime, a lot to play for here. Thurst, only the honor of beating Cognitve Prime.
Dig has 3 more games this week. They have Cog Red, they have Thurst, and they have Cog. So realistically, if Cog just beats them, they'll be maintaining their second. That's kind of like the big
Cog
the
Red
big
beats
win.
Dignitas.
Right, and that's going to be our actual last game of the SPL.
Well, you got Cog Red versus Dignitas. The Dig has to win.
Right.
To keep the hopes alive. And then if they win against Cog Red, and obviously against their matchup against, they also play Thurst before the season's over. That's the big trap game for them. Cog Red, if they win that game, they have an opportunity to play against Cognitve Prime at the end of the season for that second overall seat. Our bans are complete. Ares, Thanatos banned out by Prime. Thurst going to take away Cirquet and Geb. A targeted ban kind of on the Ares there. Like if you were looking to pick up the Circuit, you'd ban the Ares.
Brochacho actually just rammed
and
that Ares down my throat.
He's a very good Ares.
He's amazing.
Thanatos, however,
I have no opinion on
has
Thanatos.
a now 16% win rate in the
lower
Pro League.
than that. It was 16 before he lost twice this morning.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was rough. Apollo going to be slammed down there as you see him locked in for Thurst. They're also hovering onto Janus, which does get locked in. Option back over to Cog Prime. There's still a lot of decent picks on the board here, including a lot of junglers. Nemesis going to be picked up, and I love the Nemesis here. They should also pick Zhonghui.
14% win rate on old Thanatos these days. Sitting at the, the very bottom of all gods. Down there with him, Isis. Thanatos Isis both sitting at 14% win rate. Odin 25, Arachne 25, Uller
Rip Isis.
at 30.
Rip Isis. She's not had a strong SPL. What's crazy is there's so much to her kit, and there's so much utilization that could happen with that kit. It's just like no one has unlocked the real potential of Circle of Protection. Ever since it got nerfed, people have been too afraid to use it. Right side, or rather left side, Nemesis and Athena get locked in. Right, we're going to see Kali picked away. More than likely going to be going into the jungle there for Wolfie. Rama gets taken away, and a ban onto Kronos, a shot to Osmos, and Osmos is in fact playing. So yes, that's going to hurt him, because that's apparently like the one god that he's like superb at, and the rest of his god pool is like acceptable.
So, looking at the information here, it looks like with that Hades game coming in, every god has been played in the Pro League.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of annoying to me that he locks in Sun Wukong after Heavy Hammer gets nerfed. I cannot. Left side, Mercury gets taken away, and as well as a hover onto on her. An incredible comp coming out from Cog Prime.
I think this is the first game for Barracuda on her in the Pro League.
Really?
I think he was tending to
a lot
pick
of
up
Neath.
Neath in this, like that as this kind of B-roll. It was like Apollo, Rom, Neath, and then the other ones. Artemis probably being next after that.
All right, right side, it looks like they're going to lock in Nuwa to finish it up. That will likely go to Osmos. Cog Prime, more than likely going to send Raw mid. As for the solo lane, that's looking like Mercury.
Yeah, I would expect it to be Omega on the Mercury.
Have we seen Omega play Mercury yet?
I don't believe so. Obviously, interesting time to pick it up after he's been nerfed. Specifically in his ability to hold the solo lane. But in this case, he'll be going up against Osmos,
Yes.
it appears, on the Nuwa in the solo lane, which is not a place we've seen a lot of Nuwa. She's been a mid laner.
No, yeah, she's mostly mid lane, has very good escape potential. More than likely, Jacob Malfoy, yes, will be taking Janus into the mid lane. Generally, you want Janus there because he has the stronger rotation, allowing him to get to either lane almost instantaneously. But through space and time, does have a limit to how many portals it will create in terms of distance.
That's right. Projectile is unlimited, but the portals it creates is only for whatever the number of units is. Let's say it's 5.
Okay, 5 units.
5 units. Makes 5 units of portals. No more, no less.
Okay.
But that is going to conclude our picking and banning phase here. You can see the teams laid out before you, and Thurst has drafted, well, on paper, a very strong lineup. Sun Wukong looking to be the Achilles heel here. And Wolfie's Kali being maybe the big pivot point for how successful this team's going to be. Obviously, Kali quite good on an early start, but if Wolfie gets first blooded in this game it is going to be downhill for the Thirst boys.
Yeah, if I was on COG right now, I would be saying we should just have the support kind of hold mid for a second, send 3 people over to the right side, and just burn down that Kali and not let him get ahead. Starting the game off, he has opted into Hog 1 and Boots. Not always something I'm a huge fan of, especially on Kali. She doesn't really need that rush. She needs extra clear because her early jungle is just straight up bad.
Yeah, it's not great. No Hog, you're kind of right. It's oh no, I'm sorry. The Boots and Hog, well, what would you have rather seen here?
Hog 2.
Just a straight up Hog 2?
Hog 2 is so strong right now. The ability to rotate out at 1 minute, which is, you get to lane after doing the 2 buffs, you clear the wave, next wave comes, you clear the wave, and then you're right to the small camp for extra experience.
Right.
Whereas now it's going to be a 30-second deter, on top of the fact that for the beginning, you're just sitting in the lane.
Or
you're not using those buffs.
And you rotate all the way to the left side lane and find a kill in the first 90 seconds.
I don't even.
With your Hog 2.
I can't even understand. And actually, it looks like he has gone into that. Maybe we'll see some use out of the Boots from him. Early on, not too many wards coming out. In fact, it looks like 2.
So limited wards out on the map here. Cognitve is going to be taking the right side camp, and Thurst will be taking the left side camp as the meta dictates. It is written on stone tablets that the blue team must go to the right side.
Yes.
And the red team to the left.
Yes, it must happen.
And, well, the gods will not be angered today, as that is indeed how the teams open up. We have orange buffs picked up on the top side. Bottom side, it's going to be the blue buff first, straight to lane. Obviously, they don't have the jungler on their side of the map. Same thing following suit, although getting to lane first in the duo is going to be Cognitve red. And Jeff Hinla, looking at the clear time there, it appears as if they did not hog the camp. So it look for Jeff Hinla to rotate to the backside here and find an XP camp relatively shortly.
Actually, Bart, we don't need to rely on the clear times anymore because we have timers on our active.
My God, he actually didn't use Hand of the God, and I can tell you that.
As a fact.
As a fact.
Cool. What a cool week. Yeah, Jeff having control of the lane as well. Brochacho could get baited.
Once again.
What's he doing?
He's left the lane, 50 seconds.
Is he going to do this?
Same thing he did last time. 52 seconds, leaves the lane just as the waves meet. Farm up on mid a little bit. Go to the backside orange camp to at least take a peek. And potentially rotate over if the team is overextended. Astro squared in a lot of trouble here as Barracuda has great positioning. If he has another pillar, it'll do a lot of damage to Brochacho, but sitting at only level 2, of course he has leveled up his leap and his stun, so no pillar available. Level 3 likely would have been a kill there. Orange buff is secured and some XP stared with stealth on the backside here. So optimizing their farm is Cognitve Prime, as we would expect out of the second place team in North America.
Now, I'm looking at Brochacho to start here, level 3. Looks like has taken 2 points into Animals and 1 point into Cudgel, and that makes almost no sense. There's no reason to level those animals right away. He's looking to just...
burst damage is the only reason why you
would,
right?
Master's Will puts a 80 damage right away on top of the fact that the cost of the ability never goes up. It should always be the first thing you level on some Wukong. That is like no longer a debate.
Well, Tiger does do a nice chunk of damage there, but
sure, but it can be baited into a support. It could hit creeps.
Yes, yeah, not a confirmed damage like Master's Will.
Master's Will hits everything.
Master's Will, an excellent ability.
And a lot of people thought the knockup was a nerf, and I think it's not a nerf so much as it's a side grade getting switched to a slow. Because sure, you don't have the interrupts on certain channeled abilities anymore.
Oh, left side lane, Brochacho in a lot of trouble. There's a slow coming out. He's going to cat form. I'm sorry, no, bird form away from that.
Good thing it was level 2.
Yeah, there. It goes faster level 2, I heard.
I don't think it does.
No.
Like it. Oh, Wolfie actually hanging around. Jeff could be in some trouble here, but
he gets hit by the
just
lash.
Throws the lash and then doesn't quite follow up. They had a stun chain there. Through space and time coming through there, really rushing this down. Barracuda will take some damage there. Master's Will not going to be applied. Jeff with a perfect taunt and rotation down. Going to save his teammate from a 4-man rotation, whilst mid lane looks like he's going to lose some experience. Janus must be very careful walking back to this lane because if he gets over aggressive, he's going to really feel the pain.
Yeah, he'll easily get forced into an awkward kind of portal position by the Nemesis if he gets caught out, but we'll make it back A-okay as the Nemesis and the Raw rotate around to pick up their red buff.
And look at the timer here. Andy did not need to use that Hand of the Gods. A little bit awkward there. He's going to, if someone rotates...
it wouldn't have, their clear time might not have been enough to actually contest this camp.
You know what? You're right. Andy was completely right on his timers. That was beautiful timing. I thought it would have taken them a little bit longer to clear this camp, but they weren't contested either way. It wound up working perfectly. And Andy, right back on top. I mean, that timer was the timer that we used to see from the Andy from last season.
Yeah, that's right. And I think what made that happen, right, is that you saw Omega making the call that Nua had backed. She actually backed before the Mercury did, so they knew there would be the contention coming off the right side. And they have, no wards now, but had decent ward coverage at the time to see that rotation coming out of the duo lane. They knew where Brochacho was going.
Omega right now doing a real good job. Level 6 ahead wave to wave. In fact, by a decent amount. Taking a look at the experience per minute, second overall. Actually almost tied with both Andy and the mid laner MLC Stealth. They're very much on top.
Well, let's take a look around the map here. About 1,000 gold on the supports right now for either side. So Boots, Midas Boots, going to be coming online relatively shortly. Golden Bow is done here for the Mercury. And, well, he's got the only real item completed as Nuwa. It's an empty Warlock Sash out of the Nuwa. Yeah. Or, I'm sorry, well, it's not even the Warlock Sash yet. Oh, empty Golden Sash.
Oh, Osmo's taking some damage here. Major look. Anissa rotating over, doing some damage and dashing away. Wolfie not really finding the line. Actually gets thresholded to speed it up.
He's got to be careful. Wolfie's actually in some trouble. As the ultimate comes out, he's going to get bursted by the Ra now running away. The Athena ultimate comes through, doing a lot of damage. And he's going to go
MLC?
up in the air as Osmo. Snipe from Stealth is there. Osmo's in some trouble as well on the backside. Omega with the special delivery. 1, 2, 3. Down goes Osmos. Double kill for the first blood coming up from Cognitve Red. And they're going to steal some buff camps away. But wow, what a snipe by MLC Stealth.
That was so unbelievably placed. There wasn't a part of my body that thought he was going to hit that snipe. Not a single part, but that read was outrageous. Wolfie even hard juked, and he still got bodied.
Yeah, that's such is the power of the Stealth. And, well, let's take a look at Stealth's build here, where he's actually opted out of what we normally will see out of the Raws. He's gone Tiny Trinket to open here. Normally we'll see this being either the usually he'll build into a Book of Thoth and Warlock Sash right away. That's what we've seen out of Raws over the last 2 weeks become very popular.
He rushed down the boots?
He'll get cooldown boots online, which leads me to believe that this will be going directly into a Book of Thoth after this, and he will not be picking up a Warlock Sash as well.
You know, I've talked to MLC Stealth a lot, and he doesn't always favor certain items like that. He's gone back and forth a lot with the Book of Thoth. He was at first like, no, it's great because he played nothing but Alkwang, and then started building other characters. He's like, well, I'm paying a lot for mana. Maybe I'll go into a Warlock Sash. In this case, it really doesn't matter what he builds. With how well he's been playing so far this game and the fact that he's so far on top, they're going to be hard-pressed to have him build anything and still not feel that hurt.
You're not kidding about how far ahead he is. Omega and MLC Stealth on the Ra and the Mercury are individually 120 XP per minute ahead of the next highest player, which is Giannis at 580.
They're actually both 150 over right now.
They're pulling ahead, that's right. It does oscillate quite a bit. Player damage obviously being led by Mercury on the back of that last gank. And, well, he's leading in CS as well as KDA, as well as net worth, as well as player damage. It's going to be problems with this kind of start for Omega on Mercury, because if we know anything about Omega, he's going to play this really aggressively.
Wards placed, actually, on top is Wolfie.
Your boy.
You know, normally I'm all about everyone buying wards. Every time you back, you should probably buy a ward. But when you're Kali, the only thing on your mind should be, I need to get Shins online. He can't afford to spend that amount of money on wards. It's just not a good idea at this stage in the game.
Right, yeah, you got to get that Chin size online. At 14 minutes is your kind of target time for that.
It literally doubles her damage.
Right side lane, Barracuda. Well, he's going to get knocked up, but they're not going to continue aggression as Cog rounds the corner looking into the red buff. They're going to get stunned out by Wolfie. Wolfie actually taking a lot of damage as the tail end of that beam hits. Snipe comes out from Stealth, but Wolfie this time a bit too wise for MLC. Brochacho's going to have his decoy destroyed through space and time. Nicks Barracuda, the ultimate from Nuwa as well coming through. Backside, they're actually going to focus Barracuda, but he's going to leap out of this fight. Brochacho going to try to rush him down. The main fight continues to rage on, though, as dashing forward is Andy. Down will fall Astro, Jacob Malfoy. He's running out of options here. Let's take a look at his cooldowns. Where is he at? No, the portal is still on cooldown for another 3 seconds. Only an unstable vortex, no threshold either to speed him up. They know where Wolfie is as well. Brochacho going to try to make his way back to support. Luckily for him, Andy does not have the ultimate to slow him down. Won't have that for another minute.
Omega dives deep on the right side. Will get a kill into Osmos, but he's going to trade out.
Yeah, he'll die for that one, but it's still gold in his pocket. Still XP in his coffers, most importantly.
You know, I wonder if Barracuda is yelling or laughing right now, because he got hit through space and time, looked at the way it came from, then the damage came down from fire shards. I don't know what Wolfie's doing.
Well, Brochacho and Wolfie tried to hold the mid lane tower, and they just got piled on. They got taunted into a slow and a lot of damage from Nemesis and then raw beams.
But the fire shards comes down, does the second basically global ultimate to smack him, and then he turns around to try to see where the Nuwa came from, and then Apollo lands on top of him with another global ultimate, and then he's just like, now I have to leave. Goodbye, everybody. We had fun, though.
And then the backside there, interestingly enough, he was actually picked off eventually, but Brochacho had to kind of extend forward since he didn't have any of that kind of Guardian-esque peel and support for that back of that fight where they just got piled on.
Right. Wolfie is in trouble here. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Gold per minute. He's fourth. He's top for his team, but he's not high enough to really get things online. He's gone into Cudgel. not chin size.
Osmos in trouble yet again on the left side. Hinla is here. The special delivery has already come through. Osmos out of lane. Wolfie's going to try to make a play on the back of this. There's Giannis ult coming through. So you know the rotations here. Jacob Malfoy's there with the threshold. Here comes the unstable Vortex. Omega has the Athena ultimate on top of him. He does not have an ultimate available himself. 2 more seconds for that, but look for him to go ahead and engage here. He's got a great angle. No, he's going to back. Omega, are you going to go in? The fight continues on backside. Ultimate's being channeled by the Mercury. Look for the Mercury. Any moment now he's going to go in. They're piling up just under the tower. Come on, Omega, let it rip. You know you want to. He's going to wait for the Wukong to land. No, he's forced out of the fight. This should be a pretty easy escape if he wants it, but he's going to look to put some damage on a Brochacho. Slow coming through. Ultimate already used. Down goes Sun Wukong. Jeff Hinlow with a big taunt. And in a lot of trouble now is Wolfie as well. Andy is here through space and time. Rip them. Oh, the leap from Wolfie dodges Omega's ultimate. That's the best leap of his life right there.
Right, absolutely. Just barely saving his own life. Stealth still the hero of that fight, keeping everyone topped off, or rather, maybe even just barely alive. The heal is actually going to continue the pressure. Osmos going to use those minions, has to throw the Shining Metal through. Jacob Malfoy keeping pressure as well. Smart rotation into the jungle. They'll steal away the blue, get back to mid, get some experience. Left side, Barracuda trying to backs out Astro, and he does easily.
Astro actually dumping about 4 shots of his active passive, the Audacity, into nothing there. So he actually wasting a bit of optimal play on that Apollo, and now he won't have this, like right here, if he had the passive active with a whole wave behind him, he could have really looked to box out Barracuda, but now it's some trouble. Let's take a look at the left side camp where it has been stolen away by Andy. Wolfie is here as well as Brochacho. They're going to try to put out the damage, not going to be in time. Wolfie dropping very, very low. Can they find him in the back of the fight? Stealth does not have a snipe available to try to take the damage to him. The ultimate from the Apollo comes through, but nothing that Astro can capitalize on there. A little bit off the mark with that ultimate.
Astro got seriously baited. Barracuda rotating back now, facing down 2. I'm looking at Brochacho here, man, and I gotta go back to the fact that he leveled these animals, and it's not working. 4 times in fights now we have seen him use Bird. 2 times the Tiger has been completely deterred. I don't know how much damage he's wasted, but 3 times he has landed Master's Will in a part where it could have killed if it was leveled up, and it's just not. Only level 2, not granting him the damage. He could have almost doubled the damage it would have done without increasing the mana cost, and he's chosen a very strange route, and it's not working.
Yeah, very, very damage lean build. I mean, you look for the cat stuns to be really more of a factor into the mid game when players are rotating around. Catch out 1 with the cat stun, slow him with the Master's Will, make some time for the Apollo to follow suit and look for those kills. Let's look deep on the left side here where Brochacho's in a bit of trouble. Andy is as well, as he's quite deep. He's going to activate the shield on top of the, well, Athena ultimate. Nual's ultimate hits as well. And he's going to try to disengage.
Slice and dice was so pretty.
Hitting 2 there, and he has the ultimate active. The extra run speed plus the extra protection means that, well, that magic console not doing too much there at all.
Actually using 2 ults there. Cognitve Prime still have 3 remaining. Right side, 4 ultimates down, trying to burn that one. They used all of their globals. Didn't work. Left side, it looks like they're trying to set up maybe kind of near the fire. Wolfie going to get taunted away. Nice combo overall, and no door for Wolfie. Gets shut in his face.
Yeah, as we kind of mentioned there at the beginning of the game, like if Wolfie gets first blooded on Kali, it's going to be bad. And not only did he die, they also lost their soul laner in that same engagement, the double kill to open up this game.
Why does he have heavy hammer? I don't understand that. Through space and time coming through. Cog takes a quick Gold Fury. Jaco forced to make another door as he runs away. Astro, can he get through? Just barely gets out.
Osmos got pinned out. He's in some trouble. He's going to get piled on. And
he should have taken that door real quick.
Not known for her escape potential slowed down. Who just gets the kill is a question. It will go the way of Andy with the slice and dice. And, well, yeah, I think this is where we're going to see Heavy Hammer more and more as a recovery item, which is really why it's been purchased here by Kali. Now, what it does, it gives you health, it gives you a little more resiliency, and it gives you that opportunity to maybe chase down a kill you normally wouldn't have gotten. It's a decent recovery item in that regard, giving you some power as well.
Osiris, I see it.
It makes sense unless you are, like, all-in chin size, and that's your only damage. Where's Brochacho?
He's just trying to delay at this point, and the only thing he's delaying is his inevitable demise. There's not even farm that they're deterring at this point. At most, he might miss 4 creeps on the right side, and I don't think that's really going to deter him, as he was going to head back anyway.
Well, Wolfie continues to skirt around, going to go to the soul lane now, looking to pick up his farm. I mean, he's got to get these shin size online soon. Where is he sitting at? 800, 900 gold in hand. He's a ways away. 2,100 gold at least, and his current farm rate here.
No, he doesn't have any part of chin size. He is 30-50 away from building that.
Oof.
So you know, in hand, he's, yeah, like you said, it's well over 2,000 gold. And
he's sitting at, well, looking at his gold per minute here, he's sitting at 356 gold a minute. It's going to be 10 minutes before he gets that item online at this rate. And that's we're talking 25 minutes for a chin size, 24 minutes roundabouts.
And that's assuming he doesn't want to level up the beads, something that Kali needs desperately.
Yeah.
That cooldown reduction is amazingly important.
So, I mean, overall here, I mean, Cognitve Prime, like, this one is squarely in control for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They have not had any trouble whatsoever. A few four-man rotations even have not deterred the boys on Cog. Left side, Barracuda fighting too freely, will jump away in hopes of not taking damage, but actually walks away with more damage than either of his opponents.
Well, I mean, what do you do at this point when you're the Chunks?
Oh,
right?
you walk over and maybe look
Yikes.
for some extra damage. Thurst in a lot of trouble. Brochacho again forced to ultimate early. Decoy not going to do much, and Wolfie decides to spend his entire kit into a tank.
And tickling the tank as well. Jeff Handler only falling to half health as 2 kits are dumped into him. They may pick up this kill as the slow comes through. Jeff Handler trying to buy time, it looks like, as the ultimate comes through from Andy on to the Kali, slowing her down. This should be an easy kill for Stealth. The ultimate comes out from Nuwa doing some damage. The team snipe comes through, not needed. It was on target. Oh no, it was needed as it does actually secure that kill on the Wolfie. Astro finds a decent mez out onto 2, but he's going to get chased down as well.
Dang.
Ultimate from Mercury's there. Down he goes. And that is 2 members down on the side of the Chunks.
That's
Cognitve Prime
all
with
their
a
physical damage.
pretty easy opportunity to push into this tier 1, right? I mean, Nua's split pushing here, so it's at maximum it's going to be a 1v4 as Jacob Malfoy's too low to do anything.
I would really like to see Andy back here and just defend the tier 2 just in case. If not, just get the experience. I don't know if Osmos is going to be deterred. Either way, the tier 2 is at risk here. Brochacho doesn't have his ultimate. He's low health. They still have MLC Stealth's heal as well. Jacob Malfoy needs a perfect clear, but if he moves forward, he's going to get killed.
Well, they've rotated the Athena back to kind of protect that tower. We're going to leave their kind of tri-core here. Right, or yeah, she's respawn. That's who they're going to rely on to defend the tier 2.
And she does.
And
easily.
Mercury's going to push up the mid wave here as well, just to gain a little more map control out of that. So Exposed Phoenix on the left side, tier 2 open in the mid as well. Tier 1 still standing on the right side for the Chunks, but Cognitve has pulled pretty far ahead in this one. Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Thirst, I'm sorry, it's 14,000 gold and 8,000.
Nope, we
14,000
switched
experience and 8,000 gold. I mean, that's
Caught me this morning.
Huge.
Yeah. 14,000 experience at this stage in the game with no one being level 20, having that raw data, that is absolutely harsh, man. There's nothing they can do to really go. Oh, MLC Stealth, did he steal that? Oh my god, he stole that snipe over the wall, actually winds up taking away the red buff, and while maybe he won't even pick it up, it's all... Oh wait, watch Omega on the top side, he's going to go for Jaco, misses the ultimate, trying to use through space and time, he will get away, at least forcing out, actually will try to rotate back in. Wolfie needs to get out of this one, even with 3 people. I don't give this one away to the Chunk, or rather to Thirst, considering that Omega is a level 17 Mercury with enough crit online to really lay waste.
Yeah, and look at Brochacho in the jungle here, fighting Barracuda. He's taking like 4 in-hands and lost a third of his HP, and now comes the rest of the Wrecking Squad. Jeff Hinla in some trouble, though. He's going to try to make his way out of this. He's dumping a lot into Jeff, and Nemesis is starting to rotate here. He's going to fall through the roll. That should be enough for his death. Indeed it is. Brochacho's up in his ultimate form. He's got to look to escape out of this one. He's going to go in onto
That was not the call he should have made. He's going to drop, and that's going to be their Tier 3 Hand of the Gods, meeting Gold Fury now exposed for both teams. But with the amount of physical... Oh, over the wall. Astro in trouble. Where do you dash to, buddy? What choice do you make? He's just trying to box it out, using the creeps to try to block some shots. Barracuda keeping line with a perfect body block from MLC Stealth, and a great shot from Barracuda is going to end that one.
I like the call from Astro there. I mean, he realized he was pretty much dead to rights. Might as well try to make a play.
I agree 100%. And Astro, I think, is the breakout player on this team for me. You know, a lot of people like to call out Wolfie. In this case, man, Astro is always making decent plays, always doing well in team fights. It's just, there's no chemistry here.
Look at Andy. I mean, you know you're really far ahead when you're just, like, you're just taking their orange buff uncontested 17 minutes into the game with no one else around. No one even on this side of the map.
Thanks. And honestly, if there's one character in the game that cannot afford to lose that buff, it's got to be Kali. She needs that extra attack speed. She needs that movement speed to be able to keep up and bait people, and it's just not going to play well. Right now, she needs to be very, very concise with this lash. Actually getting ulted. Does Wolfie have an ultimate? He does. Andy trying to bait this out. Looks like he will trade up the tower. Leap not going to do nearly enough. Omega making him look.
Yeah, we'll see if the final slice and dice is enough. No.
Oh, Wolf.
That was a nice bait, right? Wolfie was trying to kind of stall to use his ultimate at the perfect time to avoid the damage, let his team rotate in, but they actually fall back with Andy and use that Mercury ultimate to secure it. Granted, Andy does fall as the rest of Thirst pile in. Jeff Hinla in some trouble as well. Omega and MLC going to try to re-engage. The heal is down, but not before Jeff Hinla dies to double kill for Osmos. I mean, it was a kind of a cute play, but it ended up being a pretty bad strategic choice. However, they did force a long fight on the right side, which leaves open a lot of room on the left.
The tier 2 actually is already down over there, so he's going to be rushing into the Phoenix.
He's got a big wave. Look at that wave.
Nobody's backing. Wolfie's up in 5. I don't know if Wolfie can deter this.
He's got 3 melees plus 2 large minions plus 4 archers with this wave. That's a huge wave pushing in. He's going to be able to clear out, and now they're going to push into the Phoenix. Here comes Wolfie, but can he actually clear this in time? I doubt it. Barracuda, 4 levels ahead, can just explode him.
I don't know. Hand of the Gods, very smartly used there from Wolfie. It looks like might be able to hold this one. Right side tier 2 exposed, but the minions, even so, I'm very surprised to see Nuwa backing here. This would have been a great trade.
Yeah, but just coming off of that double kill as Osmos, he's probably thinking like, hey,
true.
I have an opportunity here to build some items, get some momentum back for my team. If he falls there, it's ugly.
He actually builds Golden Sash. Now, keep in mind, he already has Warlocks online, so this is likely going to be a Gem of Isolation with that global slow, guaranteed 5-man slow across the map.
Right.
Or it could be an E-Staff, which works very well. Either way, I mean, I think the build is very strong.
It should be a gem, I think. Like, they need control. They can't do anything in these fights. They have the Sun Wukong, who just doesn't have enough AoE CC to fight into the Athena with
AoE
AoE
the fact that he's level 11.
I mean, how many times? I think 3 times this game we've seen Jeff Hinla taunt out 3 or 4 members of Thurst.
Yeah, whereas Brochacho has really just kind of gotten some hands thrown out.
He's slowed down Omega a couple times.
Yeah, that's about it. And jumping into that last fight, I mean, level 11, you look at the board here, sure, he has the Midas Boots, he has the Sovereignty online, normal build. You go across the way to Jeff. Jeff's already finished a Witchblade. He's literally an item ahead.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, so individually looking at those supports, right? I mean, taking a look at the Athena at 9,400 net worth, an item ahead as well. And over on the side of Brochacho, 8,100 net worth, 1,300 gold advantage going to the side of the Athena. And, well, that's a pretty, I mean, that's over 10% additional farm.
Omega diving the Phoenix on the left to pick one up. Brochacho rotates over. Omega thinks there might be a bigger rotation coming. Perfectly dodges the cat. Another reason not to level the animals first. Granted, at this point, it would have been very close to leveled anyway because you level them second, but Fire Giant actually going to get started here through space and time is available. Fire Shards going to be available as well. I wonder what he's going to go for.
Wolfie's sitting at 1,600, almost 1,700 gold in hand, getting very close to finishing off those chin sides a little bit ahead of schedule. Fire Giant started up by Cognitve. Here comes through space and time. Wolfie actually picking up Omegatron there on the other side of the map as Omega tries to pressure the Phoenix. But let's go back to the fight of the Fire Giant where Nuwa's taken to the sky. Damage comes raining down onto Cog. Brochacho in a lot of trouble. He'll fall to Ra as they continue to fight in that heal. And there's just been no answer coming out from Thirst. They're going to use that Giannis portal to try to buy supplies for Osmos. Here comes the ultimate from the Honor. The snipe from MLC is just godlike.
This kid is
finding the hit on Nanua on the backside of that fight. He's playing unconscious.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, there we go. Right to lane, Astro. Wolfie's going to come back in. He, does have the chin.
Yeah, with that kill,
online.
he gets the chin. So 21 minutes, almost 22 minutes, he's going to pick that up. 2 and 5, but this is where things turn for Wolfie. However, you got to be worried about those levels. Big level disparity there. He's going to have a very low HP pool, and without those beads leveled up, as you mentioned. Actually, no, they are hitting rank 3 here now, so he may be okay.
Wolfie coming in the back, looking for damage. Only gets 1 on the stun. Andy not deterred at all. Going to chase this one down. Jeff strangely not going to go for it. This was a rare moment of just random play coming out here from Cog. They didn't gain anything from this, taking too long. But let me fix my face here as Wolfie actually gets taken down quite quickly. Osmos forced away as well. Brochacho's decoy tanking it up for them as he jumps away through space and time on cooldown. That was a rough engagement.
Yeah, that was tough for them, and that's the value of the Nemesis, right? That long-range initiation with that big slow coming out, also zapping the protections as well. And, I mean, if you're Wolfie at this stage, I mean, it's got to be a Magi's or a Bulwark as his next item. He's got to do something about the burst. If he's going to have any hope of carrying this game, he's got to itemize against the burst.
I don't know, man.
But the Heavy Hammer set it back so far. Like, that's his swing defensive item already. So
there should not have. The Heavy Hammer has kind of just damned this entire build. It was too late for it. It's not going to help him. The slow's not doing anything. The boxing potential isn't high enough, especially when you can compare it to Mercury. I mean, Mercury just is laying waste. The Deathbringers Online has gone into Warrior's Bane for objective potential, and he has just become a nightmare, whereas Wolfie right now, level 15, significantly behind Anister, 618 at level 18.
Crits on the Fire Giant. I mean, this is one of the faster Fire Giants I've seen.
I didn't even know they were doing it,
That was crazy fast. 700 damage crits from the on her, 400 coming out from the Mercury as well. And he does pick up the kill into Wolfie. Wolfie falls yet again. Crashing down is Astro, but he's not going to find much luck with that, as Cog now with a Fire Giant buff and a Phoenix exposed on the left side and the mid are going to push down the right side and try to at least open up this lane a bit. Don't be surprised to see at least one member split off and go to pressure the opposite side of the map at this point. And there he goes as Omega, but no, they called him back. They've reeled in the leash. They said, we're going to push through the right side. Get your ultimate ready, boys. We're going to go deep.
Yeah, they dives in deep, finds one on the taunt, but the Phoenix is completely exposed. Keep in mind, there are no ultimates remaining here for Thurst, only Wolfie's, and he is currently respawning. They'll switch their sights to the mid lane. The second Phoenix should go down uncontested here.
Yeah, there's not much they can do to defend this one. They can get Sun Wukong out ahead, but only at level 12, going into level 20. Mercury and 19 on Andy and Barracuda.
Oh,
that's a big ultimate from Omega. It's finding 4 there in the backside. Chacho in a lot of trouble. Barracuda needs one more in hand, uncharacteristically missing them, but is going to reprioritize onto the Phoenix. Wolfie finds a kill in the backside. That's a big kill as well. On to the Mercury. Now starting to shred through Andy as well, but Wolfie wants to pursue this one into the Athena and has turned his back on Barracuda. Barracuda has followed suit with a lot of damage. Wolfie with the ultimate active. He's going to try to do what he can, but down he'll go to MLC Stealth. The detonation on the Divine Light is there. Osmos now in some trouble. MLC Stealth, where is that ultimate? It's got to be coming back off cooldown shortly. 8 seconds for it. Look for the snipe to come out to secure this kill on Elbro Chacho. But they have now one Phoenix down. They didn't take a second. A good fight coming out. A kill picked up as well.
Why are they backing?
Well, they have no Athena. They have no Mercury. That's a lot of their tower damages. They're relying a lot on her.
They're going to go for the creeps here to remove the backdoor protection. Astro's about to come up. No ultimate. And Elbro Chacho has not leveled up an ability that's going to help him clear
Stealth's got an
effectively.
ultimate here, though. One stun, and you're done.
Can he find it, though? Slice and Dice will come through. Oh, through space and time, not going to hit anyone. Smart dash coming out from Andy. Slice and Dice will slow up Chacho. MLC Stealth kind of hanging around towards the right side. Barracuda getting very low. Does he have his jump? Will he be able to get out? Astro finding the kill, but getting traded out. Now Chacho trying to get away. The bird form just barely scooting him outside the range of that shot.
Oh!
Well, where did he come from?
There was a ward. Look at that ward just to the left side of the mid lane Phoenix. Omega teleporting to ward, picking that up on his last back. They thought that they had the win there, but he's just going to go clear out the jungle a little bit. There's not much he's going to find on the right side. Gold Fury is up, but it can't be a top priority for them, which is awkward at 25 minutes to be like, they don't really need it.
At 25 minutes, they're hugely ahead of experience. It's about 15,000 gold separate the two teams.
Ay.
That is way too much at this stage in the game, and you can see it reflected, but the experience is so much bigger. I mean, right now, top level, aside from Osmos, is 16. There's 3 16s on Thirst, comparatively to 1 16 on Cog, and 4 level 20s.
Well, as our lovely Latin American friends from Level Up would say, La puerta está abierta. The door is open. Cognitve Prime, just have to lock that. Oh, Fuego. Señor del Fuego.
Señor de la Fuego. Or in this case, Señora de la Fuego.
But nonetheless, the door is open. Right side, wide open. No Phoenix there. The mid and left side Phoenix just ripe for the picking, as Cognitve Prime has just a massive, massive advantage, and they really just got to clench the fist and take this one away.
Wolfie, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Look at how bad the Kali clear is, and he's opted into things with damage like Heavy Hammer. Did he build Frostbound? Wolfie, you're killing me.
Hey, well, when
that is like one of the big no-nos right now.
But I mean, like, once again, it's like a recovery item, right? Like, what else is he gonna buy for 800 gold that's actually gonna make him stronger this next fight? That's all in.
That's true.
And he had no other option, right?
Oh, Omega.
He goes through the portal, is going to save his life. Omega does find Astro in the backside of that one, picking him up for free. Wolfie forced back into the base. Awkward placement through space and time as well, kind of going laterally across the map instead of giving them some depth in that fight. But Cog now going to pile into this mid Phoenix, and it should be going down pretty easily here. There's not much they can do to zone out Omega with Jeff Hinla on the front line there. So down goes the middle Phoenix. And, well, Barracuda's been pushing the left side as well, so a great contest coming out from Cog here.
You know, people always talk about, why is Mercury so strong? What is it about him that makes him so strong? He gets 70% attack speed coming out from maximum velocity at max rank, which means he doesn't need to build attack speed. He just goes full crit and doubles everyone else's damage, and you can see what they're able to do with it. And right there, Andy with a beautiful shot. MLC Stealth with the snipe. Osmos just trying to escape here as Jaco looking for a way out. This is just too much trouble. I think that's going to be it, guys. They don't need any more Phoenixes. Astro has respawned but gets shoved right back out as the Titan gets pulled out. Poor little Astro going to try to fight through 3, but that's going to be it. This one, oh my god, that was a Quadra, but no one's respawning, unfortunately. Anderson with a huge Quadra right there on Nemesis.
There you go. Even after a few resets of that Fire Giant, the minions do stream in, and that will be all that she put into her book. Cognitve Prime takes the win over Thurst, ending that game with nearly 20,000 gold ahead.
That's harsh. 18,700.
A lot of shekels.
Yeah, there's a lot of rough down. Man, there's no way to get through that. And that game right there, that's all about the rushdown plays. Wolfie was trying to get in there early, didn't get in there early enough, didn't quite get Kali online, put out 15,000 damage, which is meager comparatively to, we see Jaco putting up 20k, Osmos putting up 20k, we see Astro putting up 15.8, but then you go across the way, Andy putting up 28,000 damage
Look
on
at
Nemesis.
Barracuda. It was awfully nice of him to support the team this game. 0-2 and 19 for the Hunter, 0-4 and 22 for the support, and Andy just ripping 13-1 and 13 stealth.
Yeah, stealth also a part of 26 kills, just like Andy, but there's one minor caveat to that, and that's the fact that he did not die at all.
He didn't take the D at all this game.
Really?
Not one death.
My God.
Not even one in the D column.
That's determination. That's why I'm so impressed with a lot of the guys on
Let's
Thurst.
take one more look here at Andy's Quadra at the end of this game as well. Prime just piled into the base, and there wasn't much that Thurst was going to be able to do in a straight-up 5v5 brawl, and well, you see it here.
Andy getting a huge slice and dice right off the start, and look at the retribution usage, just to make sure that Jaco would take damage if he sent out the damage where it should have gone. And now they're getting baited here by the low health coming out from Jeff Hinlow, the low health coming out from MLC Stealth. Andy is
That's
allowed
the worst
to
feeling in the world right there.
What, almost getting into the fountain?
Yeah, just almost getting to the fountain, but then you get chain slowed and like smacked down by the Nemesis.
Yeah, and right there with the Quadra, and then dashes away, doesn't even lose a shot there. Big pickup right there. And Inster really showing his strength this week. Really wants to see his team stay in second. They also want to see Dignitas fall down to fourth.
That's right, yeah. I mean, Cognitve Prime does keep their hopes alive for spot number 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings overall at the end of the day today. And, well, in North America, the storyline is very clearly Cognitve Red overall. They secure their number 1 overall seed.
Yes, absolutely guaranteed. They will go into LAN as the number 1 seed, meaning they have the easiest bracket. They will go up against a bye, then they will go up against either the 4th seed or the 5th seed.
So Cognitve has one more game that they can improve their score to 14-6. Dignitas has
3 games.
3 more games. They can bring it up to 13-7. Cog has to lose 1 game in addition to the game they lose against Dignitas, which means that they have to lose against Thurst.
Right. With history going the way it was, it's pretty much locked at this point. They need 1 more win. The real story here is Dignitas and Snipe. Now, Snipe has, it looks, 3 games left.
I'm sorry. No, hold on. I'm wrong. I'm very wrong.
Wait, Snipe?
Cog, this was Cog's final game this week. Their next game is on Sunday for Dig.
Okay.
Dig has 2 games in between now and then. So Dig can get to 12-7, and that will leave 13-6 for Cognitve Prime, and then they go into the head-to-head.
And if they win...
Where if Dig wins, they'll be okay. But they got to go through Cog Red.
Yeah, Cog Red is tomorrow. Remember, also, Snipe has 2 games left this week, one of which is tomorrow against Thurst. Now, Snipe, very similar to Team Dignitas, has a chance at this. If they win both of their games and Team Dignitas loses 2 of their games, Team Dig could be in trouble, and Team Dig has a much harder week. They have to go up against both Cogs.
Yeah, one of the hardest
Thurst.
weeks that we've seen anybody have throughout the whole SPL here.
Now, it should be said that Snipe did lose to Thurst before.
They have, indeed.
In fact, that was the only loss. It's possible, but if they get through that and then Snipe manages a win over Cog Red, they could actually wind up taking 3rd seed.
Yeah, a couple of big games coming up tomorrow, guys. Team Coast and Exposed Secrets in the morning. Exposed Secrets they've secured their spot. Now looking to improve their seed a little bit. Coast, they are out of the running for a spot in the LAN. Cloud9 HyperX with a must-win game over SK Gaming to make sure that they edge out SK and SK cannot catch them.
This is important.
This is tight, 8-9 versus 8-10 in that matchup. That's a big game at the end of Europe tomorrow. Looking forward to North America. Snipe versus Thirst. Snipe has to win this game to keep their contention alive for moving their seed up, but perhaps most importantly of all from the North American scene, Team Dignitas must beat Cognitve Red, the team that took them off of their throne, lest we forget, at the beginning of the Smite Pro League, really putting Dignitas back down in their place where then they re-rostered. We'll see if the Dignitas boys are able to redeem themselves from the beatdown that Cognitve Red has put on them all year.
Something to consider is they actually did wind up losing a game due to DQ. Cognitve Red combat pause in the middle of a fight, forcing a win to Team Dignitas. The thing I want to note here is that we have kind of taken care of that issue a little bit. You cannot pause in combat.
That's true. Granted, there is some downsides to a system like that, right?
Yes.
If you are taking damage from minions, you are in combat, same rules as Blink, so you gotta pull back. And in a lot of senses, this kind of you will lose your lane control in a
Yeah.
big way. If you have to pause in the early stage of the game, it is definitely at your detriment. However, you cannot be disqueued for pausing anymore, as it is impossible to pause in a state that would get you DQ'd. Well, I'm sure there's some crazy education which you can, but our admins have to deal with that, not the commentators, because we're just pretty faces. So that does do it for our commentary here today, ladies and gentlemen. That'll close out Thursday, opening up Fridays. You saw big games all day tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for those. For Brandon, I have been hi-rez Bart. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love, and we'll see you tomorrow with a continuation of the final week of the Smite Pro League.